JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys, please remember to like, subscribe and share the video. And in the news, schoolgirl charged with public mischief after fabricating kidnapping and $200,000 ransom. A 16-year-old Manchester schoolgirl who was reported missing has been charged with creating public mischief after she fabricated being kidnapped and a ransom of $200,000 made last week to cover up her out-of-parish trip to visit her boyfriend, police say. Territorial Officer for Manchester, Deputy Superintendent Colin Johnson, in addressing a domestic violence panel discussion on Wednesday evening at the Mandeville Baptist Church, said the teen was charged last Thursday after being located and interviewed by the police. She actually went to a prominent school in Mandeville and then left to visit her boyfriend in another parish, and she overstayed her time. She made some calls to indicate that she was kidnapped and a ransom was demanded. Based on our investigation, we found her in a community in Greenvale. She gave a statement and she was also charged with creating public mischief, said DSP Johnson. The teen was reported missing on Monday, June 19. 2 days later, the police found the teen at the house in Greenvale. The incident had stirred rumors of a kidnapping crime ring in Manchester. The police just got some information as to a possible location where she would be and went there and she was found. She wasn't found in the company of any other teenage girls or anything of the sort. She was interviewed, medically examined and reunited with her parents, said a police source last week. Burnt body of man found in St. Catherine. The burnt body of a man was found in Harkazol district in St. Catherine this afternoon. The discovery was made around 3 o'clock by passers-by who alerted the police. Investigators processed the scene. There were claims that the body is believed to be that of a taxi operator who applied the Lindsay to Cheeseville route who went missing on Monday. However, the police stated that they are unable to confirm the information. They, however, did indicate that the missing cabbie's vehicle has since been located. Police increased presence in Arnett Gardens area following shootout with gunmen. Members of the Kingston Western Police have increased their presence in Arnett Gardens and the surrounding communities following a gun battle between the security forces and gunmen on Wednesday night. Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, head of the Kingston Western Police Division, said that members of his team came under fire in an area known as Zimbabwe. Several vehicles reportedly damaged by bullets during the exchange of gunfire. No member of the security forces was injured. SSP Phillips said an ongoing conflict between rival gangs in the Sunlight Street, Zimbabwe, Greenwich Street, Gem Road and surrounding areas has led to a surge in shootings and murders over the last week. The Kingston Western Police on Thursday released the names of 18 persons of interest. 2 of the men, Carlington Lawrence, otherwise called Dumpling, of Sunlight Street, and Nico Waldron, otherwise called Bundog, have been listed as wanted for murders and shootings in the division. Tension has been high in the Sunlight Street area following the recent fatal shooting of 2 men in the community. The violence has also spilled over into the St. Andrew Central Police Division. 2 men accused of 2016 murder of JDF soldier freed. 2 men were placed on trial for the 2016 murder of Jamaica Defence Force Lance Corporal Ricardo Bennett in Crossroads, St. Andrew, have been freed. The defendants, Sheldon Brown and Paul Hyman, were freed Wednesday in the Home Circuit Court after their attorneys challenged the identification evidence in the case. Attorney at law Christopher Townsend, who represented Sheldon Brown, said that the Crown had put up one witness, but after cross-examination, the Crown conceded it had no further evidence in the matter. Prosecutors led evidence that on September 2, 2016, Lance Corporal Bennett was inside a barbershop in Crossroads when a group of men entered and opened fire, hitting him in the process. The JDF soldier returned fire, killing one of his attackers. The wounded soldier was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Another defendant, Dwayne Bedesi, was freed in 2018. One of 2 alleged gold thieves found dead in Spanish Town identified. One of the 2 men found dead in a car on the Salt Pond Main Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Wednesday, has been identified as Orion Thomas of Bottom Bay in Old Harbour. The police said Thomas had been operating the Toyota Probox as a taxi for about a year under contract. It was reported that Thomas and the 3 other men went to Spanish Town to sell 2 stolen goats on Wednesday morning. They were pounced on and shot by men with high-powered weapons. The bodies of Thomas and an unidentified man were found in the trunk of the car Wednesday afternoon on the Salt Pond Main Road. A third suspect remains in hospital. The fourth man is unaccounted for. The Major Investigation Division, which is probing the incident, says the deceased were known goat thieves. It's believed the men were killed elsewhere and taken to the location. 17-year-old draws gun in school fight. A 17-year-old boy was taken into police custody on Tuesday after he allegedly brandished a gun during an altercation with two students. He was charged with using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense, being in possession of a prohibited weapon, assault occasioning bodily harm, and assault of common law. It is reported that sometime after 11 a.m., a student was allegedly seen being assaulted by the juvenile. A female student intervened and asked the juvenile to desist from carrying out his actions. The female student was hit in the face by the juvenile, and when the student retaliated, the juvenile reportedly brandished a gun. Hours later, he was apprehended by lawmen who took him into custody. A search of his home was carried out on Wednesday, June 28. The search yielded an APX Beretta 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 8 rounds of ammunition. His court date is being finalized. Woman allegedly burns boyfriend's belongings. A St. James woman was arraigned in the parish court on Wednesday after she reportedly set her boyfriend's belongings on fire and sent him a video on WhatsApp of her committing the act. Alia Parkins was charged with malicious destruction of property and went before parish judge Sasha Mary Smith Ashley, who presided over the case. According to court documents, Parkins sent the complainant a WhatsApp video on May 7, in which was seen setting fire to the complainant's bed, clothing, iron, fan, and component set, causing an estimated $100,000 in damage. "Did you pay for the things already?" Smith Ashley asked the accused woman after hearing the allegations. "No, Your Honor," Parkins replied. The judge then stood on the matter to allow the parties to participate in a mediation session with the probation officer who was present in court. After the case was revisited, the parties informed the court that they had reached an agreement. Parkins then entered a not guilty plea as a formality to end the criminal proceedings. The prosecution subsequently offered no evidence against the accused woman and she was discharged. The Ministry of Justice has placed increased focus on alternative dispute resolution methods such as restorative justice and mediation as tools for Jamaicans to settle their disagreements peacefully and to reduce the number of cases being placed before the courts. The restorative justice centers form part of the Ministry of Justice's efforts to improve alternative dispute resolution methods. The centers are equipped to handle matters related to child diversion, restorative justice, and dispute resolution, among other justice-related issues. They also serve as a point of contact for custodies and justices of the peace. Motorcyclist killed in Mandeville crash. A motorcyclist died as a result of injuries he sustained following a two-vehicle collision on Caledonia Road in Mandeville on Monday. The deceased has been identified as Romaine Davidson, 26, a resident of Swaby's Hope near Spurtree in Manchester. A police report said about 1:45 a.m., Davidson was driving a Red Eagle CG200 motorcycle on Caledonia Main Road in the vicinity of Bermela Road when he failed to keep left and collided with a Toyota Hilux pickup which was traveling in the opposite direction. Police said the motorcyclist received upper and lower body injuries and died while undergoing treatment at the nearby Mandeville Regional Hospital. A senior police source in traffic management and accident investigations is urging motorists, especially motorcyclists, to adhere to the rules of the road and desist from excessive speeding. Too often drivers, particularly motorcyclists, disregard road safety. They don't care about pedestrians and other motorists, and it costs their lives and the lives of others. Everyone just needs to drive with due care, the source said. Jamaica eye cameras can assist in accident cases. Motorists are being advised to take note of Jamaica eye surveillance cameras in their vicinity if they're involved in an accident. The National Surveillance System, or Jamaica Eye, has several cameras in the main townships across the country. Senior Director with responsibility for a major technology transformation within the Ministry of National Security, Emil Holgate, told JIS News that if a person is involved in an accident, the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF utilizes video footage from Jamaica Eye in their investigations. If you say you have an accident or you're involved in an accident, what we recommend is that you indicate to the investigating officer, which is the police who is taking the report, that you'd have observed that a camera was in the vicinity or is in the vicinity of the accident. The police will use the video to determine liability or to make any other determination in furtherance of their investigation, Holgate explained. He said the system does not allow civilians to have open access to the surveillance footage, as it is primarily set up for use by the JCF to support their operations and investigations. We will not give members of the public access to the video. As you can imagine, whenever the video is captured, it not only captures the particular incident, there are also other elements in the periphery that are captured that we have to ensure we protect the persons who are not necessarily involved in that particular incident, Holgate said. He noted that the JCF usually initiates its internal protocols to utilize the footage as evidence. Holgate said the use of the Jamaica ICE system by the JCF to assist with traffic accident investigations is very high, and members of the public should be pleased to know that the technology is being utilized to improve the police's efficiency. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.